Wow. In boxing, you truly never know. Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero will now be fighting for the full regular WBA welterweight title. In this video, I know some of you guys hearing that are going to be confused. So this video, I will break down everything you need to know and give my thoughts on it, really. So buckle up and let's get it cracking. Ryan Garcia Rolly May 2nd fight has just been incentivized by the WBA. Now, right now I'm on the WBA's actual website, so I'm getting it from the horse's mouth. Now, you see how I gave you guys the news in the first minute. No bloated intros and outros, no clickbait, straight to the money. Let's go. And if you like that kind of content, straightforward, less clickbait, I told you this year what I came to do. And God willing, we are going to do that and clean up boxing. A lot of low quality content. So Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero set to clash for the WBA title. And I'll read it. WBA, through its championship committee, has greenlit a high-stakes welterweight title fight between Ryan Garcia and Rolando Rolly Romero, scheduled May 2nd, New York City. In a resolution issued Tuesday, April 22nd, the committee also named Jaron Boots Ennis as the organization's super champion at 147 pounds. The decision followed an in-depth evaluation of Boots Ennis's performances, including multiple defenses of his IBF title and a pristine professional record of 35-0 with 30 knockouts. With this new designation comes responsibility. Boots Ennis now mandated to fight Shakram Giasov, which we knew about. He was actually on the undercard for Boots Stanionis, the division's official mandatory challenger. Notably, Giasov previously stepped aside to allow a unification between Boots Ennis and Stanionis, despite being next in line for a title shot. Per WBA rules, Boots must face Giasov within 120 days of his April 12th victory. So he's on the clock, basically. This was known, and I think this is why Eddie Hearn scheduled Giasov on the same card as Boots Ennis. Furthermore, the winner of Boots Ennis Giasov will be required to face the winner of Garcia versus Rolly Romero. And there you have it, folks. I'm going to say it again. Furthermore, the winner of Jaron Ennis versus Shakram Giasov will be required to face the WBA's winner of Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. According to this rule, I'm not even going to read all that. You guys see it on the screen. That's basically what it is. Now to the ego thoughts. To be honest, when you've been covering boxing as long as I have, nothing becomes shocking at all. Everything in boxing is kind of lawless, and there's a lot of politics. And the more you're in the sport, the more you get to see that. And that's really no exception here. They're saying they're acting within their regulatory authority, and they elevated Jaron Ennis to super champion, and then they're making this for the regular belt. Now, I will say, as a boxing fan, especially a newbie or someone looking to get into boxing, this becomes extremely hard to follow because you have multiple champions per division. You'll have like the WBC interim, WBC international, WBC diamond, WBC regular, WBC silver, and then the same thing with WBA. You got super regular champions and things like that. So it waters it down, if we're really being honest, because what does being a champion mean? Like Rolly, let's say Rolly beats Ryan Garcia, then he has to fight Boots versus Giasov winner, right? And you're going to have for a period of time, you're going to have two active champions until they can make that additional fight. Plus, you got promoters who are looking in their best interest. So who's to say that Golden Boy didn't put in a rematch clause with their A-lister Ryan Garcia, because he's a big star. And a lot of these big fights have rematch clauses. So that becomes another issue, because if Ryan were to lose to Rolly, and this is not a fight prediction saying what will happen, I'm saying spitballing hypothetically, if he were to lose to Rolly, then Golden Boy probably has a rematch clause in place. So then you're not going to really get to see Rolly versus Boots Giasov winner in the foreseeable future, if that is the case. So more important than that, like I said, it creates confusion for the boxing fan, because you have active champions, multiple ones in the same division. So it doesn't really, I mean, the fans can have their opinion and it'll be subjective, but the more people you have with open belts, the harder it is to distinguish what's what and the who's who and the pecking order. If multiple people have belts at the same time, you're like, oh, who's the best? Is it Boots or is it Ryan Garcia? Now, with this move, it looks like the Boots and Ryan Garcia future clash kind of becomes a bit more realistic. Ryan has said that Boots is not pound for pound worthy in his opinion, and now it becomes something that I guess they could pursue through the ranking system if certain things happen, like if Boots retains and beats Giasov, and if Ryan beats Rolly. But then comes the issue of this is just weird. It's all over the place, because the world knows that Ryan is supposed to be fighting Devin Haney. So what happens there? Turkey has pretty much promised that if Devin wins versus Ramirez and Ryan wins versus Rolly, we're supposed to get Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, the rematch. So it's just a lot of movements that create more confusion for the sport of boxing. So I don't really know, other than that, what to make of this news. The other downside is for Devin Haney, right? And I know some people like, hey man, Ego, what do you mean? How is this bad for Devin Haney? Oh. You know, the Haneyacks are going to start crying because I said that, but I keep it real, and I keep it real at all costs. That's what I came in the game doing, so it's not going to change now, right? The reason it's bad for Devin Haney is because he continues to get jerked in this situation. So he's fighting a guy directly off a loss on Ryan Garcia's undercard. So it's already bad enough you have to fight on Ryan's undercard, the guy who tested positive and hurt your career, right? Tested positive with Osterine. So you're fighting on his undercard. That looks bad, you know, because you were on your way, or you said you were the next Mayweather and all this type of stuff. And now you have to fight on the person who cheated you's undercard. Now they just took Ryan's fight, and to enhance it, they incentivized it. Now the full regular WBA title is on the line, and Ryan is basically coming off a suspension, and the drug test failed with Osterine, the PED banned substance failed, and he's pretty much being rewarded. He's gonna make more than Devin Haney and the other people on this card. He's the main event, right? And now he's also fighting for a title in fighting Rolly. And Ryan is off of a fight that was overturned, one fight removed from a Tank loss. He fought Oscar Duarte, pulled him up in weight, and then Rolly lost to Tank, and then later lost to Pitbull. Ishmael Barroso was controversial, things like that. And he has the Manuel James decision win, and now he gets to fight for a title, you know? So it is what it is, but some people are going to say this is not deserving of a title opportunity, but it is what it is. So Devin, the person who's undefeated and didn't test positive, his fight is not for any belts or anything like that. He's also on the undercard. And then Ryan, it's like nothing happened, you know? So yes, he was suspended for a year, but it doesn't really affect him. He kind of came out on top because it's business as usual. And that goes to show you the politics in boxing. The politics in boxing, if you're a star and you have power like Canelo or Ryan, you're able to fail a PED test and then it's kind of swept under the rug. Canelo had a 6-month no fine ban. That ain't nothing to a multimillionaire. You know, Ryan had to pay a little bit of money out, got his fight overturned, doesn't count as a loss. Now he's back. His suspension officially ended on Easter. I made a video about that. And now he's already back in a title fight, in a title opportunity. And Ryan has never been a full champion, and they're just like throwing it at him. They're throwing the opportunity, saying, hey, this is a title-worthy fight. So he's never been a full champion, and now they're just like, because of politics, they're throwing an opportunity to beat Rolly, something Tank Davis already did, Pitbull Cruz already did, both by stoppage, and Ryan could become a champion just by beating Rolly, who has some losses. So again, nothing should surprise you in the world of boxing. This is how the game goes. It is what it is. And I try to warn y'all about this. So again, kind of a weird move by the WBA, but I mean, it's already done. What can you be doing about it? Or like, what can you do about it? It's just like, it is what it is. This is what they decided to do. And again, I don't get surprised at boxing. It is what it is. This is the type of business that happens all the time, and people are going to question it and be mad about it, but we see it happen all the time. Now, again, for direct boxing content, not a bunch of bloated and intros and outros, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Ryan Rolly now being a title fight. You dig?